Okay, the question that I want to ask today is, can a band help you learn the press to handstand? It's going to be a little bit false for me because I can already press handstand. I'm sort of like mimicking what it's like not being able to press. So yes, I can feel some benefit. I can feel the help of it pulling the hips up in the air. There's three ways we can use this to help us with the press. Two are more like the Stalder press, but to get up from that L straddle L sit position. And then one is using the hips I'm going to show you now. And I want to hear from you guys. I want you to try this out and let me know how you go, and just to see whether this helps you with the press handstand. So ideally done on a ring so we can adjust the height. And we can obviously play with the different thicknesses of band. So I've got a black band. You could use a red band, which is the thinner one for us. The colors aren't always the same for the thicknesses. So I'm just going to take that over, put that through so it's locked in position, and then I'm going to put my head and my torso through the band so it's on my hips. And then I'm in this position. Now, this isn't actually helping me that much. So I've got two options. Three options. I could increase the thickness of the band. I could walk backwards, or I could raise the height of the ring. So I'm going to try walking backwards first. So around the hips, here, walking backwards. So now the band is trying to pull me up. Come into my start of the press position, and I can feel that help me a little bit. Now, what we need to be careful with there is that the band doesn't actually pull me up really fast and I go over and I've got a band around my hips, so it's harder to fall out of it. So just be careful of that. I'm going to take the band up a little bit higher, make it a little bit more help, replicate a stronger band. So in that position, same thing, walk backwards. Find that point where my tiptoes are nearly hovering and just take it back a little bit further. And that's where I want to try pressing. So I could just practice the float, but it helps to feel that bottom position. A lot of people struggle with that bottom positioning in terms of getting the lift off. Okay, the two other ways we can use the band. So I'm going to put the band around my hips. Now I use this for straddle stretching in classes. It's a bit of fun, but it also helps, especially if you're going to do a long, like passive stretch with a lighter band. So you have it around your low back, bend your legs, hook it onto your feet. There. Okay, now I find with the straddle L, if I come a little bit higher with the band, so it's here. Now if I rock my feet backwards, it's obviously pulling my feet up in the air. And I'm going to rock forwards and push up. Not enough, a little bit further. Okay, now I can hold this position. Now again, because I can already Stalder press, this is going to be a little bit false in terms of knowing whether it helps me or not. But it definitely feels like it's easier for me clearance wise. One thing I struggle with is my heels clip the floor as I go through it back and forth on the Stalder. So that's one benefit the band gives me, is it helps me get that clearance. So from that position, pushing up high, and then from here, and back down. There. So that definitely helps me get up and gets the clearance. It's a bit tricky, a bit dodgy at the top in terms of knowing what to do, because you can't go into the straight handstand. So, but you can practice that pass through of that bottom position. So the other version I can use for the Stalder press is the same as we used for the first version. The normal press is I come into that position, and then I come from here into my straddle L. Again, I can play with thickness of the band. I can play with the position of my body relative to the anchor point and also the height of the band. So that's three different versions. I think there's a couple of others where you can tie yourself up a little bit more in the band, and obviously we can be spotted. I don't think these are the answers in terms of giving you all the necessary steps to achieve the Stalder press or press to handstand, but I think they might be able to help you assist or fill some gaps, or at least help you feel the path of the movement. I'd be really interested to know in the comments, or send me a video and show us if the band helps you achieve your press, or just helps you get more reps or helps you fill some of the gaps, that would be really interesting to know. So stick anything down in the comments, that would be great. Thumbs up and subscribe would be appreciated, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks, guys.